Hello, everyone. I'm Harrison Cole, and this is Boundless Mystery. If you're a fan of stories and phenomena that challenge our understanding of the world, you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving into a topic you might never have thought about deeply, but one that's both fascinating and terrifying: rivers. These bodies of water are essential for human life, providing water, food, and even transportation. But not everything is as it seems. While rivers are a source of life for millions of people and animals across the globe, some of them hide deadly mysteries, with treacherous currents, dangerous creatures, and even tragic histories. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. In this episode, we'll explore the 9 most dangerous rivers in the world. Get ready to uncover rivers that may appear calm but conceal fatal traps, rivers that have claimed countless lives, and even rivers with waters so lethal they can kill in seconds. So, don't go anywhere. Join us as we uncover what makes these rivers so deadly. I'm Harrison Cole, and you're watching Boundless Mystery. 1. River Wharfe, England. The River Wharfe, located in northern England, might look like a simple, peaceful stream at first glance. Stretching about 62 miles, 100 kilometers, it winds through lush green fields and quaint villages, offering a serene and picturesque landscape. But what many don't know is that this river harbors a deadly secret, a stretch known as Bolton Strid. While most of the River Wharfe appears harmless, this particular spot is infamous for being a lethal trap. At Bolton Strid, the river's width narrows dramatically. Instead of the wide, tranquil waters seen elsewhere, here the river contracts to just about 3 feet, 1 meter, across, while its depth increases suddenly, creating an abyss whose true depths remain unknown. This convergence of waters creates an incredibly powerful current. The force of the water is so intense that it erodes the rocks below, forming what's essentially a bottomless pit. No one truly knows how deep the waters of Bolton Strid go, but one thing is certain: if you fall in, survival is nearly impossible. Locals speak of Bolton Strid with a mix of awe and fear. It's not uncommon to see warning signs posted in the area, cautioning visitors about the hidden danger. And there are countless stories of people who got too close or tried to cross the river, only to vanish without a trace. Among these stories are many mysterious deaths. Tales of people disappearing without leaving a single clue behind. Some local legends even claim that the last person to fall into this section of the river was seen struggling against the current, only to vanish in seconds, swallowed by the murky depths. It's this mystery that transforms the River Wharfe from a simple stream into one of the most dangerous rivers in the world. Bolton Strid is a true natural death trap. With its treacherous currents and unknown depths, it shows no mercy. So, the next time you find yourself near a calm-looking river, remember that even the most tranquil waters can hide deadly secrets, just like the River Wharfe and its enigmatic Bolton Strid. 2. The Nile River, Africa. The Nile River, the longest in the world, stretches over 6,600 kilometers, weaving its way through 11 African countries, from the heart of the continent to its final destination in the Mediterranean Sea. Along its vast journey, the Nile has been a lifeline for the survival and growth of great civilizations, such as ancient Egypt. But beyond its grandeur and historical importance, the Nile harbors deadly dangers, both natural and animal, that make it one of the most feared rivers on the planet. Among the most notorious threats are Nile crocodiles, creatures that can grow up to 5 meters, 16 feet, in length. These deadly reptiles move at an astonishing speed of up to 35 kilometers per hour, 22 miles per hour, and possess a bite powerful enough to crush bones with ease. Every year, Nile crocodiles are responsible for hundreds of deaths, attacking both animals and humans who venture too close to their waters. Yet, crocodiles aren't the only danger lurking in the Nile. Hippos, often seen as adorable due to their appearance, are actually incredibly aggressive and cause more fatalities than crocodiles. These massive animals can weigh up to 4 tons and are surprisingly fast. If they feel threatened, they won't hesitate to attack boats and people. With their powerful jaws and territorial behavior, hippos can overturn boats and strike with overwhelming force. It's estimated that they are responsible for around 500 deaths annually in the Nile River. And let's not forget the venomous snakes that inhabit the riverbanks, such as the black mamba. One of the most venomous snakes in the world, it can strike with incredible speed, and its potent venom can kill within hours by paralyzing the victim's nervous system. In addition to snakes, the Nile is also home to disease-carrying mosquitoes, such as those that spread malaria and the West Nile virus, both of which impact millions of people annually. Malaria, transmitted by infected mosquitoes, claims hundreds of thousands of lives each year in the region. Meanwhile, the West Nile virus, spread by Culex mosquitoes, can cause fever, severe pain, and, in serious cases, death. Due to these deadly animals and the diseases carried by the Nile, thousands of lives are lost annually in and around its waters. The Nile River is undeniably a source of life for many civilizations, but it's also a place where danger lurks around every bend. So, the next time you hear about the Nile River, remember, it's a true frontier between life and death, with its deadly creatures and the diseases it carries. 3. Rio Tinto, Spain. The Rio Tinto in Spain is one of the most unusual, and at the same time, dangerous, rivers in the world. Its deep, almost otherworldly red waters draw the attention of both curious travelers and scientists alike. But beneath this striking color lies a chilling reality. The color of the Rio Tinto isn't the result of a peaceful natural phenomenon or the charm of a rare wonder. On the contrary, it's the outcome of an extraordinarily high concentration of acid and heavy metals in the water, such as copper, silver, and gold. This intense red hue is caused by the massive amount of oxidized iron in the water, making the river highly acidic, with a pH so low it's comparable to the acidity of a car battery. The Rio Tinto was once at the heart of intense mining activity. For centuries, the extraction of heavy metals along its banks caused irreparable damage to the region. Chemical waste from the mines contaminated the river and its surroundings, creating a toxic environment uninhabitable for much of the natural life that once thrived there. This environmental devastation has earned the Rio Tinto a reputation as one of Spain's worst ecological disasters. The river's water is so polluted that aquatic life is virtually non-existent. Fish and plants cannot survive in its waters, and even animals that attempt to approach it face serious risks. The impact on humans has also been devastating. The chemical pollution of the Rio Tinto has led to numerous health problems for local communities. Respiratory diseases, skin issues, and even food contamination from irrigating crops with the river's tainted waters have become a grim reality for many. Adding to these concerns, radioactive pollution is an increasing issue. In recent years, researchers have discovered that mining activities release toxic substances that continue to negatively affect the soil and nearby water bodies. Today, the Rio Tinto stands as a stark symbol of how reckless exploitation of natural resources can turn a thriving ecosystem into a desolate, uninhabitable wasteland. What was once a source of life for countless species is now a lethal trap. Though its red waters might seem fascinating at first glance, they hide an invisible danger that can only be truly understood by those who experience the devastating effects of this environmental catastrophe firsthand. The Rio Tinto, which was once a vital source of mineral wealth, now serves as a haunting reminder of how the consequences of industrial pollution can linger for centuries, impacting human health, the environment, and the surrounding wildlife. 4. Citarum River, Indonesia. The Citarum River in Indonesia is often referred to as the most polluted river in the world. In a country where life once thrived around its waters, the Citarum, which was once a lifeline for the local population, now represents a silent and growing threat. Stretching over 300 kilometers, the Citarum River flows through several cities and is vital to millions of people. However, the lives of those who depend on this river are now at risk due to massive pollution, primarily caused by textile factories and the dumping of chemical waste directly into its waters. The textile factories lining the Citarum are responsible for releasing large amounts of chemical waste, including dyes, mercury, arsenic, and other toxic substances, directly into the river. These extremely hazardous pollutants make the Citarum's waters not just dirty but also highly poisonous. Moreover, The reckless use of industrial chemicals such as pesticides and fertilizers has exacerbated the river's toxicity, making the water not only visually polluted but also dangerous for consumption and local wildlife. Over the years, this pollution has severely impacted local communities, especially those who rely on the Sitaram for drinking water, crop irrigation, and even basic sanitation. The contamination has led to serious health problems for thousands of people, including skin diseases, respiratory issues, food poisoning, and even neurological disorders caused by the heavy metals present in the river. Additionally, the Sitaram has become a major contributor to flooding during the rainy season. Accumulated trash and the continuous dumping of waste clog drainage systems, making floods more frequent and destructive for the cities and villages along its banks. During heavy rains, the Sitaram's banks overflow, carrying not only dirty water but also toxic waste and chemical pollutants that have built up in its waters, leaving surrounding communities in even more desperate conditions. The environmental impact of the Sitaram River is devastating. It has been described as a literal pool of poison that, instead of nourishing the land and people around it, has brought a continuous cycle of pollution, disease, and flooding. With over 30 million people living along its banks, the pollution of the Sitaram directly affects the lives of millions, making it one of Indonesia's greatest environmental challenges. The Sitaram River tells a story of human negligence, how unchecked pollution and a lack of regulation can turn a river essential to life into a source of death and destruction. Now, the world is left wondering, how much longer will this cycle of pollution and devastation continue? 5. Boiling River, Peru. Hidden deep within the Peruvian Amazon rainforest, far from the eyes of the modern world, lies a river that seems to defy the laws of nature. Known as the Boiling River, it is one of the most mysterious and dangerous bodies of water on the planet. The Boiling River is a tributary of the Amazon River, but what makes it unique is the fact that its waters reach extreme temperatures, sometimes reaching up to 90 degrees Celsius, hot enough to cook small animals alive and cause severe burns to any human who dares to enter it. Imagine a river that, upon contact, can literally fry whatever is in its waters. This is not a common phenomenon, as hot springs and warm rivers are rare, especially in remote regions like the Amazon. The heat from the Boiling River is geothermal, meaning it doesn't come from volcanoes or magma sources directly above the surface, but from deep sources within the earth. This inexplicable phenomenon leaves scientists intrigued about the natural forces at play in this remote region. Despite the deadly danger posed by the extreme water temperatures, the Boiling River is considered sacred by several indigenous tribes living nearby. The shamans of these communities believe that the river holds spiritual powers and use it in sacred rituals. For the native peoples of the region, the river is not just a source of water, but a place of spiritual connection. Shamans use the heat and steam of the Boiling River as part of their mystical ceremonies, believing that it purifies and heals those who have the courage to approach it. While for the natives the river represents a divine force, for any outsider it is deadly. A simple dip in its boiling waters would mean a horrific death, as its temperatures are comparable to those of a boiling pot of water. Though the Boiling River is one of the most incredible natural phenomena in the world, its beauty is accompanied by immense danger. If you venture into its waters, there is no escaping a quick and painful death. The Boiling River is an impressive example of how nature can be both fascinating and fatal. In a place where the waters literally boil, it remains a symbol of mystery and respect, both for those who venerate it and for those who fear approaching it. 6. East Alligator River, Australia. Located in the vast and isolated Kakadu National Park in Australia, the East Alligator River is a body of water that evokes both awe and fear. Here, the river seems like a tourist attraction for those seeking adventure and thrills, but as you'll see, the real excitement can be fatal. The East Alligator River is known for its calm and serene appearance in many areas, with shallow stretches inviting tourists to cross it on foot or even by car in some spots. However, this seemingly harmless setting conceals a deadly danger. The real threat comes from a constant presence that many tourists are unaware of: the saltwater crocodiles. These predators, infamous for their ferocity, inhabit the river's waters and are always lurking, ready to strike at anything that moves in their territory. Saltwater crocodiles can grow up to 7 meters long and are capable of moving quickly, even in the shallow waters where tourists often venture. These creatures are incredibly strong, and with their powerful jaws, they can drag any victim, human or animal, into the deep water. While crocodiles are known for hunting at night, they can also attack in broad daylight, especially when they feel threatened or when someone encroaches on their territory. There are numerous chilling stories about this river. In some, tourists and even drivers have been caught off guard by crocodiles that, with the strength of their jaws, dragged entire cars or people crossing the shallow water. Once in the water, the victims were pulled to a certain fate, often with no chance of escape. These attacks have become more frequent as the number of tourists and adventurers attempting to cross the river increases each year. Unfortunately, the treacherous nature of the area and the presence of crocodiles serve as a reminder that the Australian wilderness still has its own rulers. Although the temptation to cross the water on foot or by car is strong for many, it's important to remember, the risk of a fatal encounter with a crocodile is always present. As incredible as the experience may be, the wild nature of the East Alligator River demands absolute respect. If you think you can master nature, remember, in places like this, it's nature that masters you. 7. Congo River, Africa. The Congo River is one of nature's wonders, being the deepest river in the world, with some parts reaching an astonishing depth of 220 meters. While it has been vital for the survival and trade of many communities along its banks, this vast body of water hides deadly dangers. With its impressive depth and vast expanse, the Congo River has some of the strongest currents on the planet. Navigating its turbulent waters is an extremely dangerous task, as the combination of violent currents and natural obstacles makes crossing it nearly impossible for anyone unfamiliar with the river's secrets. The true challenge of the Congo River lies in its numerous gorges, rapids, and waterfalls, which spread chaos throughout the river's course. These natural elements create a treacherous landscape where even the most experienced navigators can meet their end. And at the heart of the Congo, there is a particularly perilous region known as the Gates of Hell. A narrow and winding gorge where the currents reach speeds that can pull vessels to their doom. This area is virtually impossible to navigate, and many who have tried to chart it have never returned. The Gates of Hell are formed by massive rocks and a series of rapids that increase the pressure of the water, making navigation not just risky, but fatal. Vessels can be lost in the turbulent waters and may be crushed against the rocks or swallowed by the waterfalls. For adventurers, this stretch is a true death trap. With so much force in its course and relentless obstacles, the Congo River is considered one of the most dangerous rivers in the world. And the Gates of Hell is undoubtedly the greatest challenge of all, where death silently and relentlessly waits for those who venture without respect for nature's power. The Congo River is not just deep in its waters, but also in its mysteries, with the wild nature dominating all who dare challenge its treacherous currents. If you ever find yourself adrift in these waters, remember, nature reigns supreme here, and the Gates of Hell are the portal to destruction. 8. Teka River, Russia. The Teka River, located in Russia, carries with it one of the greatest legacies of environmental destruction and danger to human health. For decades, the river was one of the main targets of one of the world's largest unknown nuclear disasters, the dumping of radioactive waste from the Mayak nuclear facility. The Mayak nuclear facility was kept secret by the Soviet government until 1990, when the risks of contamination began to be revealed to the world. For years, the facility discharged radioactive waste directly into the Teka River, causing massive contamination that affected the entire region. The result of this catastrophic practice was the creation of an environmental death zone along the Teka's banks. The river became contaminated with extremely high levels of cesium-137, a highly dangerous radioactive isotope that can remain in the environment for centuries. The consequences were devastating for the surrounding communities. Villages along the Teka River, which depended on the river for drinking water, suffered from high rates of cancer, respiratory diseases, and radiation-related health problems. More than half of the population of 40 nearby villages was contaminated by radiation. Although the Mayak facility has since been closed, the impact of radioactive contamination persists to this day. Even after decades of decontamination efforts, the waters of the Teka River still contain significant levels of cesium-137, making it one of the most dangerous and radioactive bodies of water on the planet. The riverbed was partially covered with concrete in an attempt to reduce the effects of contamination, but the threat has not been eradicated. The waters of the Teka continue to pose an imminent danger to those still living along its banks, and radioactivity remains a constant presence. Today, the Teka River stands as a grim reminder of the consequences of nuclear irresponsibility. While Mayak may have been shut down, the scars left by radioactive pollution endure, and the health of the local residents continues to be affected by the aftermath of this environmental catastrophe. As the echoes of the past continue to haunt the Teka River, the most important lesson it leaves us with is about the dangers of unchecked technological exploitation and how its consequences can last forever. 9. Amazon River, Brazil. The Amazon River is not only the largest river in the world by water volume, but also one of the most treacherous. Its vastness and natural wealth conceal a series of deadly dangers for those who venture into its waters or along its banks. Despite being one of the largest rivers on the planet, the Amazon is also one of the most dangerous, harboring a wide array of animals that pose a constant threat. Among them are some of the most feared predators and other surprising creatures. Alligators, large and agile, patrol the waters of the Amazon. Often underestimated, these reptiles are fierce predators, capable of capturing prey with speed and precision. Though they are difficult to spot, their attack can be fatal for anyone who gets too close to the banks. In search of larger prey, the anaconda hides within the river's waters. One of the largest snakes in the world, it can grow up to 33 feet in length and is capable of swallowing animals much larger than itself. When an anaconda strikes, escaping is nearly impossible. But piranhas are no less dangerous. With razor-sharp teeth, these carnivorous fish form schools that attack anything moving in the water. Even for experienced swimmers, a piranha attack can be fatal, with their quick, painful bites. Another danger of the Amazon comes from the small, but terrifying kangaroo. This fish is known to swim into human orifices, such as the urethra, vagina, and anus, causing excruciating pain. Its presence in the river is a nightmare for anyone swimming in the Amazon's waters. Another less visible, but equally deadly danger comes from electric eels. Capable of generating up to 600 volts of electricity, these creatures can paralyze their victims and cause fatal damage with a single shock. But the dangers of the Amazon aren't limited to the water. Outside of it, the Amazon River also hosts the dreaded armed spiders, some of the most venomous in the world. These arachnids can strike quickly, and their venom can cause paralysis and even death. These spiders are so aggressive that they attack in self-defense, making any interaction with them potentially fatal. Their venom can affect the nervous system, leading to death in extreme cases. With all these creatures, the Amazon River is not only a natural wonder, but also one of the most dangerous places on the planet. Its waters and banks hide threats that could be fatal at any moment. So, the next time you hear about the Amazon River, remember, its grandeur conceals dangers that could be deadly, and every part of its ecosystem has something lethal lurking in wait. Hey there, everyone! After exploring these deadly rivers, which one did you find the most terrifying? With so many dangers lurking, each of these rivers has its own unique and chilling story. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below telling us which river impressed or scared you the most. Maybe you know of other dangerous rivers we didn't mention, and I'd love to hear your stories as well. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more amazing content about the mysteries of the world, don't forget to hit that like button. Your support means a lot to us and helps the channel grow more and more. If you're not subscribed yet, take this chance to subscribe and activate the bell, so you never miss any of our videos filled with mysteries, stories, and curiosities. And, of course, share this video with your friends who love discovering the secrets and dark sides of our planet. The more people join us, the more incredible adventures we can explore together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next journey at Boundless Mystery. And remember, the world is full of secrets and enigmas, and we're here to unravel them with you.